Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and I want to cover a pretty interesting recent game release that's coming, in the midst of a wave of game releases. But you know what? I think it's so different than everything else coming out right now that it feels like it had a little bit of attention leading into its release, and that is Eternights. Now, if you are not into JRPGs or Japanese titles, Eternights is not gonna be for you. If you're not into anime games, it's not gonna be for you whatsoever. It's absolutely super quirky, very goofy at times, but you know what? If you had any interest in this game, you kind of knew what you were getting into. So it's a combination of a couple different genres. It's part dating sim and part an action game where you establish relationships with these different female characters, and that also improves your actual abilities in battle. The actual character interactions and dialogue, if you've watched like a corny anime series, you're gonna feel right at home. Like the dialogue, I think Studio Sai, who I believe is just a single person primarily working on this game, but obviously had some help. Don't expect like a AAA big budget title here. It very much is a little bit rough around the edges, but as far as dialogue and character interactions go, it takes me so back to various anime that you may have watched in the past. And yes, is it a little goofy? Is it a little corny? Does it absolutely lean on those Japanese tropes? Yeah, but I think that's what a lot of you guys were expecting. Sometimes I felt like the dialogue was a little bit too corny, but like, you know what? It works. For the style of game that Eternights is, it works. And that character interaction and dialogue and figuring out what you're gonna do day to day when you are not in the actual action combat, that makes up a significant chunk of the game. So be prepared for that and know that going into it. But also, there is this action combat system, which I feel like that is not the element of this game that's highlighted as much, but it is actually really solid. It's a well-made, fast-paced action combat system that, if you play on the standard difficulty, it actually has a bit of challenge to it as well. You have a variety of different abilities you can utilize, and it's an enjoyable, real-time action combat system that, in my opinion, was the real strength of the game. The character interaction added that little bit of spice and flavor that I do think takes it to another level in terms of attracting a certain audience, but then you realize mechanically, combat-wise, the game actually has a fair amount of depth to it and really kept me engaged for the entirety of the game. Now, it's a $29.99 release, which I think some people are going to look at that as a little bit pricey. You can tell it's not a big budget release. It certainly is one of those games that had a smaller budget, but you had a super small team, I believe, again, one person working on this game, so you have to keep your expectations in line from that standpoint. The English voice acting is also fairly good, so that is definitely a nice element as well, because sometimes when you do have these smaller budget games, the voice acting isn't the greatest, but I felt like in Eternights, it's very much like an anime voice acted cast, and I thought that was quite good. The game itself, again, is $30. There's a deluxe edition for $40. If this seems like the type of game that you'd be into, if you want that kind of anime dating game, but also really highlighted by a competent action combat system, but the drawing factor is obviously that dating element, but then you get into the game and you realize there's a good combat system here. It's a fairly good pickup. At the very least, I would say add it to your wish list if this does seem like the game you would be interested in. That Persona style of character interaction, but also at the same time with an action-oriented combat system, a bit of dungeon crawling element as well. Not blow away visuals, but aesthetically, I feel like the character designs were pretty good. Keep it on the wish list. Otherwise, maybe even buy it for $30. It's around, 10 to 12 hours. It's not a super lengthy game, but if you went a little bit longer than this, I feel like it would have been too much, and it kind of ends at a nice spot where it's like, okay, you got your fix of it. It's a very quirky game. But I feel like if you went on and had a 30, 40-hour game, that quirkiness wouldn't have lasted as long as it did. Again, had some fun with it. Add it to the wishlist if you don't want to spend $30, but a decent pickup nonetheless. Thanks to Studio Sai for hooking me up with a copy of the game. Very much appreciate that. And check it out for yourself. There is also a free demo available, so give that a look if you're interested. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.